Well, good morning, and thank you so much for letting me be here with you today. I have one purpose here today, and that is to brag on my fellow colleagues, my fellow members in the House of Representatives. It was about this time last year that MEC released its agenda items for the 2018 legislative session, its top priorities. And there were two things. One was to find a new education funding formula that was fair for all students. The other was to find a stream of revenue for roads and bridges. During the 2018 legislative session, the House of Representatives delivered on both of those priorities. Let's discuss school funding formula first. MEC stated that it wanted a new funding formula that was fair for all students. Within 2 weeks of the start of the 2018 legislative session, the House of Representatives had passed a new formula that was student-based and student-centered. It distributed money based upon the individual characteristics of the student and their individual needs, not on some bureaucratic program formula. We made sure that the student was the focus of funding. One person who deserves credit for leading the charge on that in the House was Chairman Richard Bennett, the chairman of our Education Committee. But it wasn't just Richard Bennett who led the charge. It was the entire House of Representatives. My House members put aside politics, they put aside personal agendas, and they did what was right by the children of the state of Mississippi on this issue. Unfortunately, the bill died on the Senate floor, but that does not change the fact that the House of Representatives delivered on what was a top priority of this organization last year. The members of MEC need to know who it was in the House of Representatives that led on that issue and delivered on this priority. So, if you are a member of the House of Representatives here today, and if you voted to pass that formula, I would like for you to stand, and if you're standing, to raise your hand. Is there anyone standing? I know I've seen some of you. Raise your hand. Stand up. Now, you members of MEC, as you see these people standing around the room and raising their hands, you need to go to them and thank them for delivering on one of your top priorities last year. I would ask that you give them a hand for taking a tough stand on this issue. Next, let's discuss your second top issue, and that was finding a stream of revenue for roads and bridges. 3 years ago, MEC said this was going to be a top agenda item for them. You held press conferences, you had meetings with legislative leaders, you ran ads on the radio, you ran ads on the TV. You made it clear that finding a stream of revenue for roads and bridges was your top priority. Last year, in 2017, at MEC Capitol Day, I was asked to speak to your organization. I stood before you that day and I pledged to you that the House of Representatives was going to take this issue seriously, that we were going to deliver and we would come forward with solutions. During the course of the 2017 legislative session, we passed 8 different ideas to find solutions for roads and bridges. Every one of those 8 ideas went to the Senate, and none of them ever came out of committee. However, heading into the 2018 session, we in the House did not quit. We once again pledged that the House of Representatives would lead again on this issue. During the second week of the session, we passed House Bill 722, which proposed to use a portion of the use tax to provide a continuous stream of revenue for our road and bridge issue. The bill passed the House unanimously, 118 to nothing. The bill went to the Senate, and unfortunately, it once again died. Undaunted, the members of the House of Representatives did not quit. And when the special session was called for August of this year, we once again led out on this issue. We passed House Bill 1 immediately, first day. This is the exact same plan that we had passed in the regular session of 2018 that passed 118 to nothing. The plan again proposes to take a portion of the use tax and devote a continuous stream of revenue forever for roads and bridges. Every organization that has weighed in on this issue has endorsed this plan. MEC, Mississippi Municipal League, the boards of supervisors, Farm Bureau, road builders, and the list goes on and on. Everyone who has had an interest in this issue has endorsed the plan and has praised the passage of this plan. So I'm not going to let this day pass or this opportunity pass without bringing to your attention those people who are responsible for finding a solution to our road and bridge issue. There were a handful of people in the House of Representatives, just like Richard Bennett, who led on the education issue. There were a handful of people who are probably in this room today who led on this road and bridge issue, including Jason White, Trey Lamar, Mark Baker, Charles Busby. But once again, it wasn't just this handful of people who led on the issue. It was the entire House of Representatives. As I told you earlier, this plan passed 118 back in January. Republican, Democrat, rural, urban, all came together, recognizing this need, and passed this plan and delivered on what was a top issue for this organization. So again, I want to ask those members of the House of Representatives who voted for this plan and passed this plan, if you're in this room, please stand and raise your hand so that you can be recognized. And I would ask that those of you who are members of MEC take note of the people who are standing and who are raising their hand and recognize that they are the ones who delivered on this issue for your organization. So in conclusion, I have just a few points I want to make. When the priorities of MEC and the House of Representatives meet, the House of Representatives delivers for you. The members of the House are willing to take on the tough issues. The members of the House are willing to get things done. The members of the House are willing to do what is right and best for the state of Mississippi without regard to politics or personal agendas. So I would ask that next year, when you go to the polls, you remember that. And you vote for the people who stood here today and delivered on the two issues that are most important to this organization. Thank you so much for letting me speak to you.